fans, this is Ashley's Corner. I came across something that I really wanted everybody to hear. So here we go. I'm going to jump right into it. This is Rick Glacier stating what he believes pay-per-view cards should be.
Okay? I mean, yeah, GGG and Canelo, that's pay-per-view. Okay, Spence and Crawford is pay-per-view. Okay? But you got to load up that card with a Mexican undercard that's going to be on TV too to attract the Mexican people. You got to put Mexicans in world title fights.
Yeah.
I mean, if not, they're not going to watch two African American fighters. Life doesn't work like that.
I'm going to play this one more time for you to hear good.
Okay? I mean, yeah, GGG and Canelo, that's pay-per-view. Okay, Spence and Crawford is pay-per-view. Okay? But you got to load up that card with a Mexican undercard that's going to be on TV too to attract the Mexican people. You got to put Mexicans in world title fights.
Yeah.
I mean, if not, they're not going to watch two African American fighters. Life doesn't work like that.
This is a prime example, ladies and gentlemen, of other fighters, other race of fighters, biting off or taking a ride on the talent and the talent and the work that has been done by black fighters. For him to say you have to load up the undercard with Mexican fighters and put them in Mexican title fights, that lets you know exactly what the agenda is all about. He said Triple G and Canelo 3 is pay-per-view. In my opinion, I don't even want to see that fight. I don't know. I can't name 5 people that want to see Triple G versus Canelo 3 trilogy. I don't know 5 people that want to see that fight, first of all. But to say Earl Spence and Crawford is pay-per-view, but nobody's going to watch it unless the undercard is full of Spanish and Mexican fighters, it's asinine. It doesn't make any sense to me. It all points to some race building. You see this is a white man with a black wife. And he is wrong on both sides. Him having a black wife, you're going to sit there and say that nobody wants to see black fighters, even though you know, hell, if Crawford and Spence just fought and there was no undercard, it would still be a sold out arena. And everybody knows that. It doesn't even have to have an undercard. But it can be no Spanish fighters whatsoever. It could be all African American card, and I bet you it'll still be sold out. I bet you it'll still make it'll break records, and everybody will view that fight. It'll be highly viewed. And I also said a long time ago when people was mad that Tank wasn't fighting black fighters, I said that shit a long time ago. If Tank fight all the black fighters, all of them will have losses. For you to put black fighters against black fighters, the only person that's going to be standing is Tank. It's the only person that's going to be standing. While these Spanish fighters and these other fighters, you see Paulie saying that the UK got the best fighters, and all this other shit. Like this is where this energy comes from. It's because fans of like color can't get their head out of their ass. Even Terrence Crawford's sister said that you have to choose a side when it comes to Earl and Terrence Crawford. In the sport, in general, black athletes don't get their just due or full respect the way that they should. In boxing, we see Bud suing Bob Arum. We see Speedy Rashidi Ellis and other fighters. Boots, got all these fights, haven't had a real step-up fight, even though Boots is getting his just due now. You have O'Shaquie Foster. There's others that don't get their chance to even show their talent or get the chance to add a real title, and it's very unfair. Okay? But there's a few in boxing that's like that, and a lot of them are African American. In boxing, it's blatant racism. Eddie Hearn Daddy telling Dillian in front of his face during the press conference and cameras and all, saying that he looked at black fighters as slaves in a slave contract, as well as, you know, other things in the past in boxing history with the greats like Hagler and Ali, etc. Like all of that stuff, you can trace it all the way back to the racism in boxing. And boxing isn't just a U.S. sport, it's worldwide. With that being said, if you know a fraction of this history about the sport, you know, just open your eyes to the last, or you can just open your eyes to the last decade, the last past decade, and you'll know that, you know, any black person or fan or fighter should never demand that fans choose a side when it comes to two black fighters. We should support them both. We should have respect for them both in the sport. Now, that stuff stops when the fighter does something, but us fans, family members of the fighters, like his sister, should never tell fans to choose a side. Fans, we choose winners. We don't choose sides. It's a difference. Fans pick a winner, but it's nothing wrong with liking both Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. There's nothing wrong with that. And honestly, all of us need to group together to keep a lot of stuff from happening in the sport so blatantly. Like, I understand we can't control a lot of stuff, but we can control what we say. We can control what we put out here on YouTube, on the internet, Twitter, IG. We can control that. We can control our own narrative. When that respect stops within the black community, black African American boxing will fall. If everybody continue to do this shit. I have respect for both fighters. I never ever just didn't like one fighter because I liked the other. The other fighter always said or did some things that make me not like him. But I have respect for Crawford as a black man that fights in this sport. Just like I have respect for Jose Pedraza. That's like I have respect for David Morrell. Like, I have respect for a lot of races of fight. It don't have to be African American. It should not be like that. When it comes to Mexicans and this boxing game and Spanish fight, they don't do that. They don't say you have to pick a side and stuff like that. No other race has this type of division besides African Americans, and it's sickening. That's all I really wanted to say. Peace and blessings to everybody that listened to this video. But this shit needs to stop. Always like and subscribe to the channel. Peace.